Elias Pettersson has confirmed as to not signing a contract with the Canucks this year. This means that once training camp comes along, once the preseason comes along, he's not going to be there. He's not going to play for us. And it's okay. This is fine. And a lot of people out here in Vancouver might think of this as a bad thing, like, oh, what's he doing? He's not motivated to play with us. What's this about? But this is fine. This is perfectly fine, and there's a reason this is fine. You see, Elias Pettersson, he's not going to participate in the Young Stars Classic, he's not going to participate in the preseason, he's not going to do all these things, he's not signing a contract, he's not a Canuck. The Canucks have his rights, but he's not in the system. He's not a part of the organization just yet, he's just a guy who the Canucks are saying, yeah, he's ours, but he's not ours yet, we didn't sign him. So, why is this? Well, Elias Pettersson has already committed to the Vaxjo Lakers of the Swedish Hockey League for 2017-18. Now, this is not the team he played for previously. Previously, he played for the Timra, which is the Eagle team, and he had a good season. He was under a point per game, but it was alright. No one really expects an absolute superstar coming out of the Allsvenskan or whatever it's called, especially at 17. But he's a good player. And he played there. He played with Jonathan Dahlin, who is another Swedish guy. We got him from the Ottawa Senators in the Burrows trade. They had some good chemistry playing together. And Pettersson is committed to the Lakers right now. And it's interesting because Dahlin is also supposed to be going to the Lakers as well for the next season. This will be the best Lakers duo since Kobe and Shaq, honestly. But in all seriousness, Jonathan Dahlin is going to participate in the Young Stars tournament. He was already confirmed. He's most likely going to be participating in the preseason as well. But Elias Pettersson, well, the season for the Vaxjo Lakers starts in September. September 19th, I believe. So there's no time for him to step into the Canucks and play for the preseason. Because he's just going to be busy. He's going to be playing in Europe. And I'm not sure how this is going to work out with Dahlin, because looking over at EliteProspects.com, it's listed that Dahlin is going to play for the Utica Comets next season. And if he plays for the Comets, yeah, for sure, he'll be able to play for us in the preseason. He'll be at our training camps. He'll be playing in the Young Stars tournament. He was confirmed for that. So, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to see. I mean, everyone was saying, yeah, Pettersson and Dahlin will play together next year. But I'm not sure if that's really going to, turn out. I mean, I want it to turn out that way. If Dahlin plays in the AHL or in the SHL, I'd rather him play with Pettersson so they can build up some more chemistry. But either way, Dahlin's going to be a good guy. Pettersson's going to be a good guy. The fact of the matter is, though, that right now, Pettersson is not in the Canucks system. And this is okay. It's okay because earlier, Pettersson has made a statement about not signing a contract. He says that he is not ready for the NHL, and he's not looking for a contract right now. Of course, people might look at that and say, Jim Benning, what are you doing? You should have drafted Cody Glass. Cody Glass wants to be a part of the NHL. Why'd you get this guy? He doesn't want to play in the league. But it's not that. It's not about that. The fact of the matter is Elias Pettersson knows what he's capable of, and he knows the kind of player he is right now. And the kind of player he is right now is a shifty 6'2" center, but he's still 165 pounds. Do you think he can play in the NHL? Not right now. He might have the skill. I'll tell you that right now. He might have the pure, raw talent to play in the NHL. But he doesn't have the body for that yet. Playing in this World Junior Summer Showcase League, he's doing alright. But playing against men, playing against shutdown guys, playing against guys like Victor Hedman, playing against guys who could knock you off of your game defensively like Ryan Kessler, Pettersson's not really going to have a good time if he plays in these games. Which is why it's smart for him to say, I'm not ready. I'm not ready right now, and I don't need a contract right now. I'll play over in Sweden. You guys don't need to sign me yet. I'll stay with the organization, but not right now. I don't need that contract. I'm playing hockey for money in Sweden, and that's where I'm going to improve my game. I don't need the NHL right now. And this is perfectly fine because Elias Pettersson is kind of doing the same thing that the Sedins did. After they were drafted in the 1999 draft, the Sedins spent one more year with the Modo Hockey Club. Henrik put up 47 points in 50 games, and Daniel put up 45. The year after this, which is their draft plus 2 year, this is when they debuted in Vancouver. But immediately after they were drafted, 1999, they spent another year with the Moto. And that's kind of what Elias Pettersson is doing now. I'm not saying that Elias Pettersson is going to be the next Henrik Sedin. I mean, that would be very nice, but I don't know if it's going to work out that way. First off, Elias Pettersson has played with the Timrå IK's hockey organization for a very long time. He's played in the U16 teams, the J18 teams, the J20 teams, the U18 teams. He's played on a lot of Timrå teams. But he's finally transitioning into an all-star SHL team, the Vaxjo Lakers. Now, I know the Timrå used to be a part of the SHL because they were in the NHL video game, so I don't know what that's about, but it's listed here that it wasn't really a part of the SHL yet. And the teams that were part of the Super Elite, he was playing on the Junior 20 teams, the Junior 18 teams. So this is really the first opportunity that Elias Pettersson is playing with the highest level of professional hockey in Sweden. He's playing for the Vaxjo Lakers hockey club. Will he have Dahlin on his wing? I mean, who knows? I don't know what's going on with Jonathan Dahlin. Is he going to play in Utica? Is he going to play in Vaxjo? He's listed for Utica on Elite Prospects, but earlier people were saying he was playing in Vaxjo with Elias. Maybe he's just committed to Vaxjo, but he's chosen Utica. Because, wait a minute, if Elias Pettersson won't be allowed to play in the preseason because Vaxjo's season starts in mid-September, Dahlin shouldn't be able to either, right? I don't know how that's going to turn out, but the bottom line is Dahlin has already been confirmed for the Young Stars tournament, and he's most likely going to be at training camp as well as the preseason. Elias Pettersson, on the other hand, no, he's not under contract. He's not allowed to do that. He's going to be in Sweden by the time that stuff happens. So, that's fine. It's perfectly fine that our prospect, who we drafted 5th overall, who's not really ready for the NHL yet, is going to play hockey professionally in Europe. You know who else played hockey professionally in Europe? Austin Matthews. Not saying Elias Pettersson's going to be Austin Matthews, but the fact of the matter is that Elias Pettersson is a player that everyone was saying if he was just heavier, he would have gone 1st overall. He's got skill. He's got the skill, arguably, to play in the NHL today, but he doesn't have the body, and he knows that. He knows that he's not ready for the NHL, and a contract is not what he needs at this point. Fact of the matter is, having Elias Pettersson spend a year in the SHL is good for us too. It gives us another year on his entry-level deal. So by the time he does come in, we have an extra year to work with in terms of negotiating a long-term deal. If he was signed today, he signed with Vancouver, let's say, he'll play with either the Utica Comets or he might stay over with the J18 teams, I'm not too sure. Or, let's say, best case scenario, he gets sent up to the Vancouver Canucks. He gets dominated if he does that. And it's a year wasted of his development. With this, him staying in Sweden, just like the Sedins did, he develops his game in an environment that he is comfortable with. With or without Jonathan Dahlin, I'm not too sure about that. But he will be a good player in the SHL this year. I'm going to follow this guy. A lot of Canucks fans are going to follow this guy because he's our guy. He's not in the system, but he's still our guy. We got the rights of this guy, and this guy is going to be a good player for the Canucks 5, 6, 7 years down the line. And it all starts with this. No rush. We're still in the rebuild mode. He doesn't need to play in the NHL right away, and he knows that. Which is why this kid is a smart kid. I like Elias Pettersson a lot, and I'm looking forward to good things with this guy, Brock Besser, Olli Olivi, Thatcher Demko, etc. We're in for some good years later. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're posting your like and subscribe to Gaming, and bye.